Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to YouTube on this wonderful Friday night. And I'm sure it's wonderful someplace in the world, like, I don't know, Bathurst perhaps. Cold and wintry, certainly where it is by me. But it is round number 1 of the FRL Endurance PS5 League. That's right, we're starting off at Bathurst. 2 hours here, and we've got Paul Ricard. 2.4 hours at my beloved Spa. Then we've got Monza, Barcelona, Kyalami, finishing up at Indianapolis. The drivers are literally just about to take to qualifying. It's a 15-minute qualifying session this evening for the race. 3 mandatory pit stops for our drivers to navigate. And there is no requirements to take tyres during the stops. This evening we'll be joined by a who's who of the PS5 Glitterati out on track. Cool Racing, Camel Babel, Milden's out here, Arms, Axel Racing, Yavoltin, Comms by Coops making an appearance out on track tonight as well, I believe. There was some talk about someone being on a controller. I'm sure he got the wheel out. Is he on track at the moment? I can't quite see him, but we'll have a nosy. But yeah, as I'm saying, it's Bathurst this evening. In game, it's going to replicate the full 24-hour cycle, so the race will take 2 hours, but the time has been accelerated. So the race will start at 5 in the morning in game, and they will cross the line for the checkered flag at 5 p.m. in the evening. So we can expect a real variety, hopefully, in the weather. The drivers certainly won't be relying on shadows, that's for sure. That doesn't look like it's the right time for me, but there we go. It's dark for qualifying. It's supposed to be 10 a.m. For qualifying. Saturday, 4 a.m. Wow, okay, so the qualifying time has actually been moved. So there we go. Let's just jump. And there we are. So excellent. Plenty of headlights for us to keep an eye on for the qualifying session. The drivers trying to find themselves some room. That's Axel that's out on track. We've got Milden out at the moment as well. The drivers will all be making their way out. As you can see, strong field 27 we've got taking part this evening. Andy Cray, Arms, Cool Racing, Camel Babel, Timmy Blunder, Cord, Nico, Lego Man, Olmac, Peter Postel. That's a good name. Lewis UK, Das Cool is in here. Is in here as well. We've got Zendek Vortel, AMR Vantage, Val Ren, Night Blaze, Savisticai. Took me a while to figure that one out, and it's a lot easier than you think. It's amazing how overcomplicated you can make things for yourself. High Grade B racing tonight as well. Ches Monkey, Leroy, no, my singing, bad. Springbok Gamer, David Jr., Ferrari driver, King of the Hills. It's a bold statement, especially if I'm shouting down the microphone, no game sound. There we go. Is that better? Let me just see. Oh, is that a bit too loud? No, that's okay. Yeah, King of the Hills. Brave statement on this mountain. Renville. Axel Racing that we saw. Bushtick joining us as well. AMG. And Milden in the AMG there as well. It is a 2 hour race. That's in the wrong place. Let me just fix that. So Bathurst, will we see over the 12-hour cycle anything like the weather we saw, of course, at the real Bathurst not so long ago? I think my favourite part of that event was the paper, when they made paper boats and floated them down the pit straight. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Definitely the best bit there. Oh, excuse me. So that doesn't happen too often. The drivers on their out laps. And now they will start on the fly. It's only a 15-minute qualifying session. That really will put some of them under the cosh a bit. It means you won't get a lap time set for 5 minutes. And then if you're lucky, you'll get another 5 laps in there. If you carry enough fuel to do 5, you may need to come back in. The track itself, of course, back in 1938 it was built. Originally it was supposed to be a drag straight. After a few of the local beverages, this is what I'm looking at, that's totally false news that I just like winding up Kane Dinner with. But yeah, 1938 this has been built. The only part of the track that's really been changed, of course, the Conrod Straight. This is a domestic road. Most of the little slip roads you can see as you make your way around the course actually belong to residential properties. But of course the chase was added. The Conrod Straight, unfortunately, almost as deadly as Spa in some parts back in the day. So they did indeed add the chase. They did indeed. So they creeped in. So they added the chase just to slow things down ever so slightly, and it certainly helped reduce the number of fatalities, thankfully. Sim racing tonight, so the only fatalities we'll see might be some pedals or some thumbs if you hit the walls too hard. Certainly known as being an unforgiving course, but once you get the flow around here, it really is a bit of a joy to drive. We're seeing Milden, we're seeing some tail lights just coming towards the last corner now. Murray's, not named after the Scottish tennis player, surprisingly enough. Who'd think it? Well, the 2041, that's cool actually. First time on the board, 2054. 2063 for Axel. Butch not out the pits yet. Everyone else is out at the moment, so we're going to see a flood of times come around. Here comes Nico crossing the line in and out. I was going to say he's going to be up there about 6th place. Although 5 seconds off. Excuse me, that ticker's not going to be. Oh, there's Cheese Monkey. Getting to within a second. There's somebody just exiting the pits. There's a lot of cars right on top of one another. Oh, Andy Cray up to 6th place and straight into the pits after that. So he's got a time on the board. Potentially coming in to set some tyres. There's Lewis UK. He's got himself up to 6th. And he's definitely got pedigree here at FRL. Up to within half a second then of Milden. Milden, of course, leading the Taco Tuesday Tier 1. So we'll see what reply he's got. Let me just... he's going to tune himself. Who do we think is going to win now? Which car do we think is going to do well? We do love a Ferrari, and there's David Jr. or Davids Jr. Depending on the nationality. Not in Simbrid, so I'm not sure what nationality all the drivers are. But he's put himself 2800 ahead of. Oh, there's Das Cool popping to the top as well. Milden replies in kind almost instantaneously. Corden Peter Possel in the top 8. In the top 10. Yeah, well, in the top 8 as well. Let me just see. That's the sound of my voice. Well, it's amazing for that. Let me just say hello in the chat. Excellent. So there we go, yep, just doing a bit of the old social media, getting to see it down in the bottom right hand corner of the screen as well. Actually, you can, because it's an endurance race, we've got a bit of a spotter's guide. So down in the bottom corner there, all the drivers have provided pictures of their cars. Obviously, we're starting off in the dark, so not massively useful. But as as light shines upon the track, you'll be able to tell exactly where your favourite drivers are. I've got lots of notifications for that. Is that everything okay there? Yep. And yeah, excellent. He's got that running, so that's amazing. Excellent. Milden out on track, still with the lead. David Jr., Das Cool, Renville and Arms. What a top 5 that is. Cheese Monkey, Valren, Axel Racing, Mr. Vortel, Peter Possel rounding out the top 10. Cord, Nico Emer, Vantage in 13th. Lewis UK in 14th. Andy Craig into 15th position. Springbok Gamer, one of the LNR drivers. Expecting quicker time from him as well. See if he ends up. Microphone stand is having one of those evenings. There we go. Creaky, not my hats. And according to popular belief. There's High Grade B. Butch is out on track then. He's got his Mercedes. Again, we're on console. Had to tell with the telemetry. I'm not sure if that's out or flying lap. 6 minutes to go, so he's definitely got time if it is. Now lap is King of the Hills. Again, bold statement. So yeah, no pressure on him to win the first event if he's calling himself that. Let's see how he gets on. Just will have Timmy Blunder still at a set of time. So does Camel Bab on Cool Racing as well, and the McLaren. And the McLaren, a fairly popular choice. BMWs, the Audis, of course. Making appearances. Mercedes, proving to be King of the Hill at the moment. King of the Hill, of course, lots of cars on track, lots of light flashing as well. So that's Milden then. He's just ascending the hill, 3 cars ahead of him. Certainly, Clowns can get there. Springbok Gamer pops up in the top 10. He's made his way up then. So we've got 18 of the drivers have set time, so we've got 9 left to furnish us with a flying lap. There's Ollie Mack. He joins the timed drivers. He's 19th. He drops in it. So still Milden, Cheese Monkey and David Jr. Leading the way. 2:10. That's cool within 3:10s. Second off the pace, Renville. Himself and Arms. The BMW and Audi drivers. Oh, Arms just goes second. Hey! There we go. I was just about to say, I would expect Arms to be there or thereabouts. 4 minutes of cars going side by side in qualifying. Love to see the stupidity of it all. I don't know, I keep getting into trouble for saying stuff like that, but during qualifying, just back off and give yourself some space. Although the drivers will be mad dashing. 3 minutes 40 to go. Nico is just coming along the bottom straight. Leroy's out there. We've now got 20 drivers who have set a time. Somebody got into the top 10. Val Red, Cool Racing. That's who it was. Springbok Gamer down to 11th. Peter Possel now on that 10th spot. Cool Racing 9th position. Cheese Monkey's in the pits. If he doesn't leave soon, he won't be setting another time. 3 minutes left to go. It's going to take him close to that to get round. So yeah, it looks like Cheese Monkey, the first of our competitors to be finished with qualifying. And that was a straight drive into pits as well. Lego Man set a time. So we've still got half a dozen drivers. Oh, 22, somebody else has just popped up. Cool Racing's down to 10th. Cheese Monkey's leaving the pits now. Wow. He's cutting that a bit close with traffic ahead of him. Might regret that. Davis Jr. does cool. Bush Tick set a time then, 7th place within a second of the race leader. So yeah, left it late. But he's got himself a time. 8 drivers within a second. Arms within a 10th. He's just going along the start-finish straight, so that's his outlap done. This time round, he'll be straight on to a flying lap again. This will be his last. Oh, he spun it just as I was looking over. He spun it. That's Arms qualifying done. Cheese Monkey into the pits as well. That's his qualifying done. To the top 3. And so is Milden. Top 3. All done. Cool racing. Could he upset the apple cart? He's making his way down through Skyline at the moment. Das Cool's in the pits. Which is confusing because again, none of these cars have got a pit marker next to them. Okay, we shall crack on. Still a few drivers out on the track. Do we have time to remember? No. King of the Hills, Zavitsky, Nightblaze, and Timmy Blunder. Timmy Blunder won't be setting a time. Zavitsky and Nightblaze now at the last 2 to do so. Zavitsky gets the time in 21st. All down to Nightblaze then. He's coming along the Conrod straight in towards the chase. So he's left this right down to the last to get a time done. We'll see who he pops in. He is to the chase. Official confirmation that Cool Racing's in the pits. A lot more cars are in the pits. There is still about a dozen on track. So about 15 cars done. There's Nightblaze around Murray's corner. Across the start-finish line. He did leave that right to the end. And didn't set a time. Wow, will he actually get one set? I think he is. He's got 2 minutes and 50 and he crossed the line with a few seconds to spare, so he does have another crack at it then. So he will be the last driver. Milden, Arms, Cheese Monkey, and Cool Racing on the pits. Davis Jr. He is still ascending the hill, so we've still got plenty of times to come. Das Cool is leaving the pits. He won't set a time. This will just purely be for tyre pressures. Although, yeah, quickly gets himself out. Big deep breath in there. Thought he was going to be able to take out somebody that was in the middle of a quali lap. That would not have been the best. Renville 8th at the moment. Butchtick still out. Camel Babel in the pits. Peter Bossel, Val Wren dropping down to 13th place. Axel Racing up to 15th. Springbok down at the 16th position. Milden. Why aren't these drivers? Why don't they have a pit marker next to their name? There is David Jr. there. Two Ferraris up in the top 6. Love to see it. Or certainly from a personal point of view, I do, that's for sure. That's still running, there we go. Right, that's cool, he's definitely still running, there we go. Pit markers are now popping up. Oh, he's gone pole position. He's gone pole 2:03.5, right at the death there. What a lap from Butch. Milden watched that one from the pits. So did the rest of the drivers in the top 10. Can Das Cool improve any on that? Vortel is going to come across the line, set a time. Not to be 13th position there then. Let's have a look at that timetable. Wow, right at the death. And look at the split of the purple sectors then. Butch, Milden, and Das Cool in the Ferrari. Quickest driver in sector number 2. 2 tenths quicker than Highgrade behind him. But yeah, 2:03.5 for Butch. Milden in second place with a 203.6. Arms Cheese Monkey, Cool Racing, and Davids Jr. making up the front 3 rows. On row number 4, Das Cool and High Grade B are going to be side by side in 7th and 8th. Row 5 is going to be Night Blaze. I've done that again with that button. Just too keen to hit the button. Where did we get to? Night Blaze. Row 5, Renville. In 10th, Val Ren, Camel Babel, 11th and 12th, Vortel and Peter Postel, 13th and 14th. Row 8, King of the Hills and Nico, 15 and 16. They will be followed up the mountain by Axel Racing and Andy Cray, 2 of a group of 3 BMWs. Row 10, Springbok Gamer, the third of those Beamers. There is a Honda tucked in there, AMR Vantage. Although actually, I'm sure I've seen them put something in Discord about being on brand again with a McLaren shirt. But I'm confused because his car's named after an Aston Martin. He's driving a Honda. It was maybe someone else. Lewis UK, another BMW driver there, 21st core, 22nd, row number 11. Sorted out on that one. Row 12, it is Zavitsky and Leroy side by side. Olimak and Legoman on row number 13. And Timmy Blunder with no representative time set. We'll be starting in 27th. And Double Raven, he'll just be sitting talking all the way through it. That would be me. The drivers very shortly will be thrown on to the start-finish line. I think 2.5 to 3 minutes they'll get to set up their tyre pressures, fuel for the race. As we said, it is a 3-stop strategy. I'm in the BMW, and yes, it was me with the pick. Ah, okay. You're in the BMW. According to this, you're in a Honda. Very confusing. I was going with the McLaren for a while, but swapped last minute. Got you. And you're in a BMW, definitely. Okay, according to our timing board, you're in a Honda. I actually think I had an experience with this. Did we not have an issue with this? During the week, we shall check and see. Very strange. Very strange. But yeah, as long as you're in the car that you should be in, yeah, I'll just, we'll keep an eye. 5 in the morning is the start time for the race. While the drivers get themselves all set up. Here we go. If you would like to support Formula Racing League, you can do so. FormulaRacingLeague.co.uk is the place to find out all the information. Discord, of course, if you want to get yourself involved in the racing. Formula Racing League do appear on Patreon as well. If you want to get involved there's 3 levels: Supporter, Elite and Alien. All 3 levels will receive a driver number, a reserved seat for free, and an entry into the FRL Lotto, which is drawn during the weekly podcast. Or no, is that drawn monthly? It's an entry in the FRL Lotto. The frequency of the draws, I've now got myself confused, so we'll leave that there. If you are an Elite or Alien level of subscriber on Patreon, you'll get yourself a number logo, coaching as well, and when it is available, the new to PC sim racing guide. And if you're full Alien level, you will also get an overlay banner, yearly prizes, a SimHub Dash, Elgato ACC icons, and a custom livery to your own very own specifications. So if you do want to get involved and support the work being done for Formula Racing for PS4, PS5 and PC racing on ACC, then head on over there, and that is the place to do it. We're here tonight for round number 1 of the Endurance GT3 series, a monthly event, November 4th, December 2nd, January the 6th, February the 1st, March the 3rd, April the 7th, and finishing up on May the 5th. The series running a month later than originally planned due to some issues with the servers after the 1.8 update. Yeah, you all know what I mean. Yeah, the tracks we've got on offer. Paul Ricard, despite what I say, it is a phenomenal track to race on. It's Spa, of course. Monza, Barcelona, Kyalami. Love that track. And Indianapolis will be rounding out this series. We've got 27 drivers taking part. I think there's a couple of drivers weren't able to make the race this evening. So we should expect a couple of more names to join the ranks of drivers on track as well. They are just about to start their warm-up lap. So let us ignore the urge to press that drive button, and we'll see the drivers on their way, led of course by Butch, doing his best to warm the tyres. 15-degree track temperature. Cloudy at the moment. The in-game clock. What? Okay. As I say, they're starting at 5 a.m. and during the 2-hour race, we will see 12 hours pass on track for the drivers. So that. Yes, so the drivers will go through 12 hours of conditions, so to speak, with those 3 mandatory stops as well. So no requirements to mandatorily change tyres. Oh, we've got a casualty already. King of the Hills has not hit drive. And Axel Racing's returned to the garage. Wow, 2 casualties. I wonder if he's Roman Grosjean that up the hill. Can you get damage on your warm-up lap? I think you can. It's not going to have though. Axel Racing's going to have a long time to wait though. He'll get a 2-minute penalty. I think he'll start after the race starts. I'm not sure it starts straight away. Yeah, so 2 drivers down. And we've got Leroy stationary on the mountain. He's having some kind of technical issue perhaps. Oh, Vortel's returned to the pits. Uh-oh. Is everything okay? Let's concentrate on the drivers up at the front of the grid. Please tell me this, fella. Yep, okay, we've still got the top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Yes, I'm not sure if there's some technical issues or what's going on, but 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. Arms from 2nd position is now in the pits as well. Massive confusion. Massive confusion. Hopefully everything is going okay. Okay, issues with wheels. So yeah, a couple okay, so yeah, so a couple of people have had some technical issues, but it's just massive coincidence. It just happens to be 4. It's not any kind of server-wide issue. So we'll crack on the race. Certainly unfortunate for those guys putting all that work and effort into a 2-hour endurance race, and yeah, technical issues right at the start. That is definitely not what you need. Oh, what have I done? I didn't hit drive. Goodness. There we go. We're on board with the leader then. Right, okay. We'll stay on board with 2nd then until we can return back to the garage. I'll do my best not to hit the square button. Quick tip for anyone that is doing ACC broadcasting on PS5: don't hit the square button to hide the UI. It'll crash the game, and if you're streaming safe from your PlayStation, it'll let it. affect your broadcast, so don't do that. Coming round Murray's corner on the warm-up lap. It's certainly going to need to be warming up those tyres and brakes. 15-degree track temperature. It's already 5:45 in the morning, so the sun has come up. 44 minutes. There we go, green light. There's a drive-through on the start for car number 21. We'll check who that was. Through Hell's Corner they come. It was certainly... Oh, and we'll look at that in the background. That is massive amounts of three-wide action there, but everyone has made it through nice and clear there. A bit of weaving behind there from third place. As Cheese Monkey looks like he's trying to get some extra warmth in those tyres. Savitsky has made his way up to 15. It's Springbok Gamer then, who's out of position in third. Number 2, of course, one of the most traumatising corners in world motorsport, but an absolute cracker if you get it correct. Everyone has made their way through. Green flags, enthusiastically waving up on the timing board, just doing his best to catch up. A little bit of a clip on the wall there for Pierre Possible just ahead. We'll see how the race leaders are going. It is Vortel who's not in the lead at the moment. It is still Butch is in the lead. Milden is in second place. Cheese Monkey still in third. Cool Racing in fourth. David Jr. in fifth. Sixth place is Night Blaze. Vortel just rolling at the moment. There's a couple of drivers down at the back, of course, those that started from the pits that are all out on track at the moment. King of the Hills is moving as well. Leroy Vortel and Axel Racing and Arms have all made their way out on the track, so all 27 drivers have started. Springbok Gamer, slowly making his way down the hill there. That looks like there might have been contact. That's Vortel. He's just come through there as well, so Springbok Gamer. And is that Lego Man? I believe it was. Oh, Lego Man with a lot of damage there. Springbok Gamer with damage. And he's got a drive-through for being out of position at the start of the race. Not the start you want for a 2-hour race, that is for sure. Only 2 minutes in, and we've had some serious drama already. Butch, he's had no drama whatsoever. It looks like into his first ascent and descent of the mountain. 1.4 seconds he is ahead of the chasing pack. That pack being led by Milden, who's got Cheese Monkey and Cool Racing enjoying the slipstream that he is affording them. There's Andy Cray coming into pits, and that does look like a strategic pit stop. Doesn't seem to be carrying any damage there, so that is the first of his 3 mandatories. Going to be taken off his checklist. Peter Apostle got Emar Vantens and Savitsky very close. Val Wren hanging right on the back here as well. Lewis UK in this train as well. Lewis Mason is just making his way into the pits with Lego Man already on his way in. Clearly need to get some of that damage repaired. There's Axel started from the pits end, already up to 20th position. Lewis Mason, wow. Oh, that is not a happy Ferrari right there. That's definite impact with the wall. So whatever happened at Skyline, it looks like it's impacted 3 to 5 drivers. So some of those mandatory pit stops getting taken out right at the end of the first lap. Cool Racing, Cheese Monkey, Milden and Butch still out doing their thing. And Butch is absolutely on point at the moment. He's maintained that gap of 1.3 seconds from the start of this lap. So that will certainly be confidence building for him going in through the latter stages of the race. Milden, Cheese Monkey and Cool Racing are still tucked in this little group. So AMR Vantage, Pierre Apostle and Nico as well. We just see coming along the Conrod straight into the chase. Nico in the Audi. Is bringing a Ferrari, and that is definitely a BMW. I don't know why that's telling me that's a Honda in that list. That is definitely a BMW, German manufacturer. Just the one a bit of a wiggle there for Barnes. He's got Savitsky and Val Wren right behind them. Val Wren having a good drive at Lozano, of course. Vortel up to 18th position. Who else do we have? We've got Cheese Monkey and Cool Racing. Still watch this battle here. 1.8 seconds is now the gap. The cameraman will catch up any second. There we go. So 1.8 seconds, so another 4/10, which is found over that last lap. Milden got equilibrious gaps between the Chasers behind him. 710s back is Cheese Monkey. Cool Racing 710s back again. Then it's 2.2 seconds back to Nightblaze and Renville. Bathurst, Peter Postle and Nico still very close to one another. Cord is in the pit as well. Springbok Gamer in the pit. He's got a drive through to serve. He's coming to get some damage repaired. We've got Allmat who's leaving the pit still. I'm looking at this board. And the reason I had a look down there was to see who'd serve any of their mandatories. Everyone still has a 3 next to their name. So I'm not sure. They must have all just come in to get damage repaired then. So that's going to be a 4th, so that's an extra pit stop for all of those drivers that were already in. I'm not sure exactly who they were. Springbok Gamer still stationary. Ollie Martin Davis Jr. now. He was certainly up in the top 10, of course, involved in that early incident. 26th position he's now back out in, and he's still got all 3 pit stops to take. So we'll need to see if that changes as he crosses the start finish line. That's a minor issue with the player wins. We'll find out if there is an issue. Peter Postle defending from Zavitsky. No, that's from... Oh no, okay, so that is Timmy Blunder right in the middle of that as well. Yeah, because Timmy, he's been in the pits as well. So he's just being lapped here, so that's where the Bentley is. Or that's who the Bentley is in that little group. Didn't think we'd have blue flags quite this early, but we do, so just an extra bit to keep an eye on, certainly for leader. Cheese Monkey still within 7/10 of Mill, and they've now got 1.1 back to Cool, who's got himself a nice big 6-second gap back to Renville. So he's certainly free to run his own race, and in fact the car directly behind him is one that's just out of the pits. I believe it's either Vortel or Lego Man, who are of course much further down the order. I would guess that it's Lego Man. Yes, it is. Checking on Valven and Zavitsky, cleared that blue traffic, and now they're ready to re-engage with AMR Vantage and Nico. They're in 8th position. He's getting himself a little bit of a gap, but you can see just a bit more space between himself and Vantage than there is between Vantage and Postle, with Zavitsky and Valren. Oh wow, that's a bit. Oh no, that's a big hit there. Oh, and that's the Bentley that we were talking about that just been lapped. He's making his way through there. That was an airborne Ferrari there in the skyline. So that's the second driver from inside the top 10. But inside the top 15, it was Springbok Gamer that had that mistake on the first lap. He is back out of the pits and back into the pits. So he'll be serving his drive-through. So obviously he had to get a lot of damage repaired. He was in there for quite some time. But that was a big hit for that Ferrari. That was Peter Postle. We did see him collect a bit of Valren as well. Oh, and that's the Bentley. That is the Bentley. Where's the Bentley? Oh, there he is there, Timmy Blunder. Was being blue flagged. That is the apparently that's the wet line when you're at Bathurst. I've seen quite a few drivers do that in the Bathurst 500, but yeah, that's big damage there. Big damage there. I did half jokingly say during the build-up that with the time running the way it is, the drivers really can't afford to trust in shadows. If you're a sim racer, you know what I mean by that. If you're not regularly on track yourself and you just spectate, a lot of the times when you're driving these sessions, you'll find out what time of day the race is at. You'll go and race it and you will legitimately rely on sometimes on where shadows are. But with the time progressing the way it is, in the 10 minutes drivers have been racing, what is the current game time? We'll only get that after the drive. We've been racing for 10 minutes. That's an hour and 43 minutes has passed. 44 minutes of that was during the warm-up lap. So you can see there just how much the surroundings are changing. The sunlight all coming up. There's the sunrise glowing orange on the tarmac. So it can certainly be causing issues. And Skyline certainly seems to be catching out drivers. Butch, no issues there for him. He's leading the way comfortably. Milden in second. He's got Cheese Monkey and Cool Racing, who are looking at trade places, it would appear now. 9 seconds back is Renville, Camel Babel in ninth place, Nico, AMR Vantage and Savitsky all still out on track, but it is Vantage and Nico who look like they might trade places there potentially. Cameraman catch up. Oh, Vantage side by side, slightest of contacts there, but he goes for the switchback. Is he going to be side by side? Not to be on the way in. Lewis UK is not the BMW there. Is that a blue flag BMW? Yes, it is. Oh, okay, that is Springbok Gamer, who's back at the pits. So, yeah, so that is another blue flag car that's involved there. Ooh, that's a lot of cars along that bottom straight. There's Fortel. Who is that? That is Nightblaze, Camel Babo in the Aston Martin. He does love the Aston Martin. Cool Racing. He's something to look as well. Vantage and Nico and Camel Babu and Nightblaze all the way up the hill there, very close to the mountain. Nightblaze absolutely on point in that McLaren. The control right under the rear spoiler of that Aston Martin is pretty on point at the moment as the race over the top of the mountain. Cool Racing and Cheese Monkey on their way down the mountain. Some sparks kicked up there. I'm not sure if that. Oh, and that's a clip of the wall there for Cool Racing. That was some sparks coming up. That kicked the car off balance, and Cool did collect some of the wall there. Not a lot, but it can certainly be enough to unsettle a bit of the very delicate carbon fibre that's attached up to the side and along the fronts of these cars. Of course, for aerodynamic purposes, these things really can rely on their aerodynamics. Oh, and that's a whole build up there. Oh, at the bottom of the mountain, I've just looked up at the track map for a second. And that is AMR Vantage coming down the mountain. He has clipped Forest Elbow, gone sideways. Springbok Gamer once again getting caught up in that. He's just been, he's been in and out of the pits quite a few times there. He's now got a fairly unstable BMW just ahead of him, so tricky position for him. AMR Vantage. Lewis UK closing in. Nico's just there. Oh, and he's hit that wall again. I would get that thing into the pits. Definitely want to get that repaired. You can see a bit of separation there. The Ferrari of Savitsky then. He is up into 8th place. Nightblaze well up the road from this then. He has been separated from this after that contact that we saw with the wall. So not many drivers at all surviving the early stages. Another one of those, of course, Arms. He's back up to 13th position. So that's a great comeback drive by him at the moment. He's just got the overtake done on Fortel. That's actually the Mercedes at high grade B, so I think we're about to see another position change for him. Yeah, indeed it is. So Arms up another position. He's actually up to 12th. That'll be reflected the next time he comes through one of the timing boards. Nico and Zavitsky still looking to trade places there. AMR Vantage carrying a bit of damage on that BMW. This Springbok Gamer just into the back. Oh, and there we go. Oh, and he almost collected him as he bounced off the wall. So easy to do that. So easy to do that. Where is Nico? There he is there. Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. I keep forgetting to do this. It's so unprofessional. Let me just do what it's not thinking. So Nico then. Oh, he's going to come limping back to the pits. Another big contact with the wall. Although not much separation between the front bumper and the bonnet on that one. So it doesn't look like it's too bad. The problem is, when you come down the mountain and have a contact, you don't really find out how bad it is until you go over the crest of this hill and you come flying into a very heavy braking zone from the fastest part of the racetrack. So it's this point here you suddenly find out if your aerodynamics are still intact. And Nico has made it through the chase there. Is he going to stay out? He is going to stay out, so he's happy there's not too much damage. Vantage has come into the pits though, so you can see a bit of separation between his bonnet and bumper. We've got Cord into the pits, in fact he's just been dropped. See about, oh no, that was the car ahead of him that just got dropped there. Who else do we have? Ollie Mac, Axel Racing, David Jr., Timmy Blunder, Springbok Bot Gamer and Peter Possel. No one yet haven't done any of their mandatory requirements. 15 solid minutes into the race, and it has been a very solid opening for Butch here in the Mercedes. The two Mercedes absolutely dominant here at the moment. He's 3.8 seconds ahead of Milden. Okay. The pit window is now open, so there we go. That's why none of the mandatories have been met. How was I not aware of that? But yeah, so that's the pit window now open. So yeah, so that's a couple of drivers who've come in a bit early. Won't we see anyone coming in straight away? A couple of drivers could do, hopefully. Where is Vantage? Oh, he's come back out, and that's not even counted. He's got that damage repaired. Oh, there. High grade. Just going side by side with Vortel then as they come through the Forest Elbow. That one is for position. Two of them very similar livery colours. Coming along the Conroy Straight, there is the Audi just ahead of them. He's out the pit side by side off the Conroy Straight into the chase. They're going to stay side by side right through here. Indeed, the Mercedes goes over the curb the way only a Mercedes can. McLaren holds on to the position on the way into Murray's Corner. Ninth place and Zawinski coming in to take their pit stops. Cool Racing still looking for that overtake there. Excuse me. And it is Vortel for the moment maintaining 12th place. High grade certainly gave that one a solid go. Not to be this time. There's Ams just coming through the foreground of our shot there, just ahead of Lewis UK, or Louis UK. The name I got through on my contact sheet was the Lewis UK, so I hope that's okay. Timmy Blunder, who was seen involved in a couple of little incidents there. In fact, to be fair, was being lapped, and it was the drivers ahead. The lead group that had themselves a big old incident. Timmy Blunder caught up in the backwash, unfortunately. David Jr., who qualified much further up the order. Yeah, 6th place has fallen right down at the moment. There we go, some drivers getting rid of the ones there. Andy Cray in the pits, Cord in the pits as well. That's some hustle and bustle on the bottom straight as well. Cool Racing just into turn 1, still right on the back, certainly applying the pressure to Cheesemonger, but don't want to be in the slip scene too long. It can play havoc with not only your aerodynamics but your front tyres as well. Doesn't want to go through too much wear dependent on the strategy. Just back off a bit there on the mountain. Oh, hello, good evening. How are we all doing in the chat, by the way? Ross Donald, how are you doing, big fella? JR, good luck Milden and Cheese Monkey. It's probably fuel. I take a punt. We want to avoid an incident in turn 1. Anyone starting from the pit lane, I dump a pit stop on lap 1. Okay, sorry, you know what, sorry. I I was not looking at the chat, I do apologise, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Drivers deliberately starting from the pits to try and avoid any lap 1, turn 1 incidents. Yeah, to be fair, I've raced at Bathurst, and that has been a strategy. I thought to myself, don't set a qualifying. Oh no, I've never thought about starting from the pits. I have thought about not setting a quality time and starting from the back. That's definitely something that's I thought was crossed my mind. I'm trying to think if I've ever done that. There is Lewis Mason and Peter Possel, just the blue flag as well. Done. Vortel, he's got himself ahead of Highgrade. He's showing him a clean pair of heels for sure. He's caught back up to Nico. Still sporting a bit of that damage. Butch, I think he might have lost a bit of time getting past some of the back markers. He's lost almost 2 seconds to Milden. Cheese Monkey and Cool Racing still battling out for the final podium position. None of these drivers are coming to take their pits so far. We've got 2, 3 drivers who have come in early. Or sorry, have come in as early as possible when the pit window's open. We've seen a few drivers come in before then, had to take pit stop for damage. They're going to have to come back in another 3 times. Vortel again, although very quick in that McLaren along the corner straight, closes right upon the back of Nico. Can he hang it in long enough to get into Murray's corner? Look for a good exit, doesn't quite manage to get close enough. Really wants to try and at least get side by side along that bottom straight. Not bad, looks like fun. It's Bathurst, but you've got to love Bathurst. Phenomenal. Here we go. He's gone for the inside line so that he can defend it and put Vortel on the outside. And I tell you what, look at the pace of the McLaren in the straight line, thanks to the slipstream. Gets it done, holds it beautifully up through Quarry Bend. And that is a wonderful overtake there by Zenek Vortel in the McLaren. Gets him up into 9th position. Beautifully crafted out there. Butch, he's settled that down again. He's found another 7/10 of a second, so I think Milden perhaps goes past the same traffic. Cool racing. Come on, cameraman, keep up, please. Thank you very much. That's not Cheese Monkey. It is. Oh! He's missed his brakes going into the chase. And he's missed the corner and he's come straight into the pits. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Cool racing then. Promoted to 4th. That's somebody else just on their way out the pits. Timmy Blunder. That will be his 2nd mandatory stop done and dusted? I think it is. And nope. Definitely not. He's still 24. Still got 2 more to serve. Cheese Monkey then from the top 5. He's in the pits after that small mistake, so that'll definitely be one of his mandatories out the way. Get any damage repaired now. Get one of his stops done and dusted. Almost half an hour in. Wow, we're 11 laps done and dusted. Butch back to 3.26 ahead of Cool Racing. They're just making their way past either Valren or Night Blaze. It's Night Blaze. There's Milden just making his way through there. Still very close between Nico and Vortel. So Nico still trying to catch up there. Lewis UK, the next driver ahead for Vortel. It does look like he's closing in there as well, wasting no time at all. Arms trying to make his way back through the field up to 7th. At the moment, this Cheese Monkey exit in the pits. He has, of course, been overtaken by Arms, Lewis, Vortel and Nico, so he's going to tumble down the order. We'll see where to. Equilibrious gaps between 1st and 2nd and 2nd and 3.2 seconds as we see the race leaders coming along the Conrod Straight. There's Cool Racing just in the background. Enjoying a bit of free slipstream from the back markers. Just ahead. To avoid clipping any balls. Ferrari took himself out of the way there. That says Zavitsky down at 14th. Cheese Monkey's position confirmed. Is it confirmed? 11th? I think it is. Yep, Leroy is just in the road. So yeah, Cheese Monkey, 11th position. With one of his pit stops done, so he will be the marker, of course. He was slightly slow on that lap with the off-track excursion that he had just before he came into the pit lane. But we'll see where the rest of the cars are going to pit compared to him for the rest of the race. Timmy Blunder getting a pit stop done, still ahead of Cord and Olemak. Olemak in the pits as well. Stationary for quite some time there. Valren and Zavitsky battle in the middle engine rear wheel drives. We've got 25 seconds up the road to King of the Hills. Another one of the drivers actually did start in the pits, find himself back up to 13th. There's Nico coming into the pits very slowly there. Making changes to the pit stop, no doubt. So Nico in the pit, so that leaves Vortel on a charge there. High grade B does have a Ferrari directly behind him, but I believe it is David Jr. So David looking to unlap himself. Nico, will see where he comes out compared. Nightblaze has just come along that bottom straight. Andy Cray as well, actually. He's taken one of his mandatory stops. So has Savitsky. Where is Cheese Monkey? He's already up the mountain. Snake is going to be out in there. Dropped back on the wheels. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Seems to be a bit of hesitation on the takeoff there. Could definitely cost them a bit of time. Leroy, King of the Hill. There's Zavitsky. Oh, and that's a Ferrari going sideways. And there is the race leader. Stuck behind a three-way battle. That is Zavitsky, Valren and Andy Gray. We've got the race leader. Looking to make his way through. He's back up to 4.6 seconds ahead. That's a big knock against the wall then. Zavitsky, Valren involved in this battle. Andy Gray just making his way through it very quickly. All three of them go out of the way. The Ferrari tries to follow the race leader through. Has he gained a position there as well? He has indeed. Valren just hanging on to the edge of the track there. Nico back out the pits. He's right in touch with his battle then. Valren hasn't taken any of his mandatory pit stops. Zavitsky and Andy Gray will definitely have. And it could be very interesting indeed. Oh, Valren slowed down then. Valren almost stationary coming down the mountain there. Going again as Nightblaze just made his way through. Lego Man as well. We've got the BMW Andy Gray now looking to get an overtake on Zavitsky by the look of it. Cool Racing, I did clock that as well. The Cool Racing is in the pits. So we'll see how much time, if any, Cheese Monkey lost with that incident. We're coming along the Condon straight. It's Zavitsky defending from Andy Gray. Oh, and Zavitsky's run a bit deep. Andy Gray is going to be gifted a free position there. Zavitsky's not going to have much momentum coming down this little section here. We've got that's Milden making his way through. There's Valren coming into the pits. It's all happening. Cool Racing. He is in the pits. Cheese Monkey is already over the top of the mountain. Wow. Okay, although in saying that, yeah, it depends on what strategy you're on if you've taken on more fuel at this stage. So not really much we can ascertain from that. Cheese Monkey, he's almost finished his lap. He's got himself comfortably ahead of Cool Racing there. King of the Hills up into 11th. Butch, having safely navigated his way through that traffic, he finds himself still 5.5 seconds ahead of Milden, who's now coming through the same traffic. Renville is in third at the moment. Cool Racing, Valren, Nico into the pits. That's Nico now got one pit stop left to take. So getting them done back to back. Cool Racing is still stationary. Alarm bells are ringing. And now he's moving. That is a monster refuel. And who's got the right of way here? We'll go to Ferrari. Oh, he's just on his way into his pit box. Cool Racing, that is an absolute monster pit stop he's just taken. So I'm wondering if we've missed contact. Vortel, he's going to leave the pits. It says 7th there. We can expect a few places to drop. We can also see Zavitsky not long out the pits. David Jr. just leaving as well. One of his mandatories done and dusted. Good strategy so far though by Nico. He's got 2 of his pit stops out of the way. Could easily do 45 minutes in that car and still have a comfy set of tyres for the last stint, or a decent set of tyres. Mike Blaze in the pits as well, but Cool Racing, that one is a mystery to me. That, I mean, there's taking on a lot of fuel and taking on a lot of fuel. And we did see, before he came into pits, he was very close to Cheese Monkey. We saw Cheese Monkey miss his brakes just on this very stretch of tarmac. So yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what the next pit stops from both these drivers bring us. King of the Hill making his way into the top 10. He's got Leroy just ahead of Camo Babo. Ever faithful Aston Martin driver, he's in 4th place. He's popped himself into the pits to get his first mandatory stop out of the way. There's Cheese Monkey, 8th place. That one is going to confuse me for a while. Leroy in 9th, King of the Hill, looking to get an on-track overtake done before they come in to get their first pit stop. Vortel is just behind them. He of course has taken a pit stop. Andy Craig got himself a bit of separation from Savitsky then. Lego Man 25 seconds down the road with Nico. As I say, 2 pit stops done so far. Then it's Cool Racing in 16th position. Valren in 17th. Night Blaze, he's in the pits as well, so we're going to see some more positional changes in and around that area as well. Springbok Gamer got that drive through for being out of position in the start of the formation. Oh, sorry, the end of the formation lap, the start of the race. So he's had 2 trips into the pits already and still got 3 mandatory stops to take. Axel Racing and Cord. Cord's been in there a while now. Ollie Mack. That's a bit confused. Doesn't have a pit marker. Next to him. That's the race leader. That's the race leader has just come driving through the foreground then. So with a 9.7 second gap. Wow. He came into the pits, or at least he was 9.7 seconds ahead through the timing delta on the Conrod straight. We're going to see Milden there, just going through. Well, in fact, that was the rest of the field. So that's Butch coming in to take his first stop. Milden will be hoping for as much clear track as possible. Renville has just made his way round the first corner. Ams is going to be right up there as well, back up to 4th. Great drive by Ams. Very, very, very quick driver. So yeah, definitely capable of getting this car back on the podium. Yeah, long time. They're taking on a lot of fuel during these stops, some of these cars. So Milden, he's got 14 seconds ahead over Renville. Butch, quite a few cars making their way through. Ams, Lewis. Here comes High Grade. Here comes Cheese Monkey. Camo Babo just coming around the first corner. King of the Hills is just at the chase. So Butch will be out ahead. There, he's going to come out just behind. I was about to say Arms, but that's just lazy because it was an Audi. It's in fact Nico. There he is there, and we should just in the background there is the Mercedes of Butch. So he's come back out. We'll have to see exactly where he's positioned because he is a lap up on a couple of these drivers. He's definitely a lap up on Nico just by virtue of the fact that Nico's been in the pits twice. The length, the amount of time you lose in the pits compared to your lap time is not too bad at this track actually. But certainly 2 trips into the pits, you would think Butch is still ahead of Nico. He's not wasting any time getting himself back into a rhythm. Zavitsky and the Lego Man, both in the pits. Lewis Mason is coming into the pits as well. Nightblaze is still in there too, so is Axel Racing. Ollie Mac stationary as well. That is a forlorn looking McLaren right there. That's not Zavitsky. That is Lego Man. Couldn't see the front of Lego Man's car there from this angle, but yeah, he's got a bit of damage on that car. There's Cheese Monkey. Is he flat? He is flashing his lights at high grade. This isn't technically a blue flag situation. Cheese has taken one pit stop, so he is a bit up on high grade at the moment. Onus still on him to get overtake done in this situation, I believe though. Milden and Renville still the two leading the way, but Ams now back up to a very impressive 3rd position. Busy times. Love myself some Bathurst. Oh dude, it's yeah, really good. Really good. Let's see. Yeah, Bathurst on ACC. Yeah, it really is. I've got some good Ferrari sets for it. Ferrari's good at everything on ACC. And yeah, Bathurst no exception. Springbok Gamer. He's come back in the pit. Lewis Mason, Nightblaze, Axel Racing still in there. There's the mic stand. Vordell, within half a second, the King of the Hills. He's certainly having a race to remember. Made his way past the Mercedes earlier. He's now going to get past the Porsche. King of the Hills, definitely no slouch either. Oh, up to water through the cut and moving close. Let's jump on it. Let us. Let's treat ourselves to some on-board action. That's what we're looking for. Camera tight. There we go, cheeky bit of helmet car. Let's enjoy this battle. Bear with me a few seconds. Very close to Bunny's corner. Got on board Cool Racing into the pits. You can see there, Axel's still in. Well, David Jr., he's still out. Just see that is car, that's Lewis UK. Just making his way out of the pits there. I'm sure he'll be hoping to get caught on to the back of this train of drivers. And he's certainly got the job done as far as catching up to Vortel. As Vortel, didn't actually realize that Vortel and King of the Hill. Vortel has taken a pit stop. King of the Hills hasn't. So yeah, Vortel, I'm sure, will be extremely keen to get past here as quick as possible. Rising up the hill. You can see from helmet cam just exactly what the drivers have to deal with. You really do have to be absolutely on the edge. Just a bit of left turning in, foot down. Even in here, a bit of left, don't even change gear. Look at the commitment there, using every millimetre of the track and an absolute blind entrance to a corner that snakes right. Back over the curb in to the left, back over the curb and to the right. Slow the car down, get as close to the wall as possible so you get the foot down as early as possible. There we go. Got an hour and 2 minutes left of the pit window. Cheese Monkey back in the pits to take another pit stop. Oh, and that's a big mistake there by King of the Hills just to Murray's corner. And is there a rear shot of this one? No, there we go. There's the rear shot that he's got there. So that's thrown him right back in to the clasps. Axel Raced, I just saw that in the chat asking if you could raise a ticket. Your pedals failed. There's been a couple of times. I saw somebody had a problem with their paddle shifters. We've had someone who, yeah, having a problem with pedals as well. That is a nightmare. Especially for events like this, it's a once a month race. You spend ages practicing. It's a 2 hour race. You set aside time. You get yourself all. Sorry, I'm probably not making it any better right now. But no, I totally feel for you. I had a friend who did a Mazzano race. He's in Australia, so you had to wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning to race. I'm sure it was 5. Like before he woke up, race started at 5 in the morning his time. We raced for 2 hours and 24 minutes. 2 hours and 22 minutes into the race, he got disconnected from the server. 2 minutes left. Can you even imagine? Yeah, that would be rage on an existential level. Butch just making his way past High Grade. High Grade still got all 3 pit stops to take. Butch, he is 1 and done so far. King of the Hills, after that little mistake, finds himself with a big gap now to Vortel. Load cell thrust master, certainly wouldn't recommend them. I'm going to be honest, I got the... Oh my goodness! Axel! This exactly is the person I was talking about, that endurance race. Yes, Kane. I was using your story as an example to try and help this poor chap feel a bit better. So, yeah, sorry. But yeah, no, I've got the Fanatec V3s. Very good, very good. Cheese Monkey in the pits. He's stationary for a while. He's going to be taking on a fair bit of fuel. So where is Cool Racing? He is still behind. Oh, there's a Ferrari getting dropped in the background. That's the Vidsky. Oh, he's just been dropped again. What? Okay, now he just needs to move. Perfect. Cheese Monkey is still stationary. Cool Racing. FYI, love the commentary anyway. Enjoying a cup of... Thank you very much, bud. I appreciate that. Let me just raise my cup of tea. Ching ching. Big shout out to Princess Raven for our constant supply of travel cups to help keep Dad's tea warm while he's commentating. Love you, kid. Cool Racing. Oh, he's going past a bit. He's going to retake the position then from Cheese Monkey. So Cheese Monkey going for the longer stop this time around, and that's ironed itself back out. Cool Racing around at turn number 1. Cheese Monkey losing a couple of spots then. We've got Arms. Absolutely one of the quickest drivers out on track. Kane loves the string melody. He loves, yeah, get the violins out. Must have been, I still have nightmares. I could definitely believe that. Why did the cameras up? What are you going to me? Going to black? Oh. No, just... Okay, there we go. See, it started jumping about like this the last time just before it kicked me out, but we've still got an hour and 14 minutes. Let's pray that's not... Oh, high grade B with a bit of damage. Hi, Kieran, by the way. Thank you for tuning in as well. Hi to anyone else in the RTS server that's tuned in. Who else have we got tonight that's listening? Or is it just you two watching while Baz and Jixer go for a bit of the old race engineering? How's Jixer getting on in his 400th race around the North Slide today as well? And oh, the Doc's there too. How we doing, Doc? I know you're listening in the background. I can see you in the server. But yeah, hi-lo to everyone. Hi-lo. I hope you're enjoying the racing this evening. It is round number 1. And it's been quite the eventful opening. 5 drivers started from the pits, and it was pretty much downhill from there. That is Arms, who we expected to be battling with Butch up at the front, but due to lap 1 incidents, finds himself in 3rd, although the 2 of them are. Wow, so that is, yeah, so the pit strategies really are different for the drivers depending on how long they're spending in the pits taking on fuel. Prime examples of that, Cool Racing and Cheese Monkey. He is now down in the 20th position. We've got Nico who's taken 2 of his pit stops. The most mandatories. In fact, Lewis Mason's got his done as well. And yeah, Cool Racing is down to 1 as well, so he's only got 1 pit stop left to take. Butch is making his way back through the field, but Camel Babel and Milden then are legitimately in the lead of the race. That did kind of pass me by. I have to say, I didn't expect Butch to just retake the lead of the race. So he's obviously going for a longer middle stint. Oh no, Milden's still got 3 pit stops to take. But Camel Babel is just ahead of Butch. And he has taken a pit stop. Milden, he's still staying out. There is AMR Vantage, just being lapped. Milden having a bit of a weave there. I'm not sure what was going on there. Hi-lo to everyone. Thanks very much, Ken. JB and Jix are doing the woof. Jix is owning it, and JB is driving. Convict, who's just talked back to a guard, is driving like a beaten convict who's just back to a guard. Oh, quality stuff. That's pretty quick then, I'd imagine. And Kane's still waiting on the signal. Here we go. Butch looking to retake second. Oh, didn't get momentum through the chicane there that he thought he was going to get. Well, it's not quite a chicane, but it pretty much is. But didn't get the momentum on exit. That's brought Arms right back into this one again. Valren and Nico looking to reignite their battle. Nico carried a bit of damage on the front of that car. He's only got 1 stop take. Doesn't want to take it too early, that's for sure. has no suspension or aero. Wow. All the match. Sorry guys, my race was a disaster. No worries, bud. These things absolutely happen. We've had Axel had to retire as well. In fact, for a few cars retired. We're down to 24. But yeah, Axel, a few technical issues with Thrustmaster pedals. I've seen him undone. Camel, Babo and Ams currently battling for 3rd and 4th on track. Long-time race leader Butch. He is out on track. There's Milden coming into the pits, flashing the lights because he knows as soon as he drives into the pits, the cameraman clocks it and he gets his 5 minutes of fame. Hi Milden! 24 laps in for him to take lap number 1, so almost half the race done before he takes pit number 1. And so that was a full fuel tank he was carrying. Butch is going to have hope he's made his way through the traffic quickly enough. Oh, a side-by-side down through Skyline. That was brave there. Nico. He's definitely up on Valren. Cool Racing trying to close up on that battle. He's got a fair bit ahead of him. Milden. Wow. So there we go then. Milden. What strategy is he on? That's the quickest pit stop we have seen the entire event. Although to be fair, with 3 pit stops, yeah, you get the first hour done, 1 quick splash and dash, and then come back in. So he has maintained the lead of the race at the moment. A full 1 stop in. We've still got King of the Hills, Leroy, to take their first mandatory pit stop. We've got Lewis Mason, who's taken 2 of his, along with Cool Racing and Nico. Nico just leading at Valren. And that's another McLaren behind them. That is Lego Man. David Jr. started the race in 6th place and now finds himself in 16th, but still plenty of track to cover before the end. So yeah, it's all about this battle of the strategies now between the Mercedes then. It's been a while since the Mercedes locked out the front row of a grid, but they certainly did here with Milden and Butch leading the way. It was Butch that took the pole position time, Milden in 2nd, and Butch built up a 9-second gap before he took his first pit stop. Obviously a divergence in strategies, and we're seeing a big gap there. This Leroy coming in to take his first mandatory pit stop. Nico still crawling. Oh no, I do apologise. Valren's got the overtake done there. Indeed he has. So Nico carrying that little bit of damage, potentially compromised. He's got Lego Man looking to unlap himself. But as I said, Nico, you can see there he's only got 1 mandatory stop left. So yeah, an hour and 6 minutes left to go. It's certainly going to be an interesting one. As I mentioned at the start, the drivers will be racing for 2 hours, but in game it will be 12 hours that pass, so 5 AM the start of the race. It will finish 5 PM, so the track temperature has gone from 15 degrees to 26 so far during the race. It's an 11-degree difference in 56 minutes of on-track time. That's quite the raise in temperature that the drivers have had to contend with. So yeah, Nico, I'd imagine, will be keen to stretch this stint out as long as possible to make sure he's got some tyres at the end of the race. There's Lewis UK. He's taken 2 of his pit stops. King of the Hill still to take his first, actually. We saw him have a bit of a chink into the wall pretty recently as he was battling with Vortel up into 6. So great drive there. Lewis Mason still in the pit. Cord back out. Yes. King of the Hill, those 2 are still very close. Let's see, we'll tell you what, we'll jump aboard with BMW. take a very quick pit stop myself. And just picks any driver it feels like. There we go, King of the Hill in West. Yeah. Let's jump on board with this, and I will be back in 2 minutes. There we go back just in time to see that there, King of the Hills. Having himself a bit of an escape of road escapade there, clipped the wall, definitely not what he needs to be doing. Let's jump back and have a look at the running order. Boots back into the pits. Just about to pull into his pit box. Timmy Blunder's in there as well. Lewis Mason, of course. He's taking his pit stop. So Carmel Babylon Arms re-promoted to second and third. Nico, as we can see, still out on track, still carrying that damage. King of the Hills has come in to take his first pit stop, so pretty much bang on the halfway mark in the race to get his first mandatory done and out of the way. Milden still looking very, very quick indeed. "45 minutes left for the drivers to take their mandatory pit stops. And as we approach the halfway mark in the race, Ollie Mack and Axel Racing unfortunately retiring. Cord in 22nd place. All these positions are likely to change while I'm declaring them as well. Lewis Mason in 21st, Timmy Blunder in 20th. Cheese Monkey at the moment in 19th position. Springbok Gamer, Lego Man 18th and 17th. David Jr., Peter Postle, Cool Racing and Leroy 13th through 16th. Nico's in 12th still. Val Red just ahead of him in 11th. High Grade B Has scrubbed one of his penalties, one of his pit stops, and he's about to overtake King of the Hills that's in there, so he is up to 9th place. King of the Hills going to be 10th. In fact, he is just rolling now. High grade B coming into turn number 1. They're going to be side by side once again. Two of them are inseparable. Oh, and I tell you, high grade B's just got himself in front. So there we go. That is the halfway mark in the race, just popping up in the bottom of the screen there. High grade B up in, or down at the 10th. Or up in the 9th he is, sorry. That's about to change. That's King of the Hill in 10th. Andy Craig Butch out the pits again. It does say he's in 7th. And I think that is confirmed. We can see Lewis just ahead of him pulling at the pits of Vortel. Just across the start finish line in 5th. Renville already on his way up the mountain. In 4th, Camobabo, Arms and Milden. 3rd, 2nd and 1st respectively. Just on the halfway mark, Peter Possel and Lewis into the pits. That's now Butch, Nico and Cool Racing. All down to one pit stop left. Will we see Milden come in? If he's gone for a really first stint, he is coming in now. So did not leave much time at all. And since we last mentioned it as well, track temperature up another 2 degrees. So they have been through 6 hours in game. Now that we've reached this point in the race. Right, so that's Butch then coming down. He's just coming across the top of the mountain, so he's got a fair bit to go in the lap. There's Milden. Wow, and he's actually sharing pit box 1 with Butch. Wow. Arms just coming through the chase. I wonder if he is going to come in, take his pit stop. Yes, he is. Oh, and it's a late dive by the Ferrari as well. That's David Jr., I believe. No, it's not. It's someone else in a Burgundy Ferrari. Oh, it was Lewis Mason. And he's missed it on the way in. Oh, that's not going well for him at all. That's why I didn't check Lewis, because he didn't. And there is. Right, so that's Milden back out of the pits. That distracted me ever so slightly. And Butch still behind. Butch is definitely still behind Vortel into the pits. Renville, Camobabo. Arms came into the pits. Camobabo stayed out. Milden has managed to keep himself ahead of Butch at the moment. They've still got a pit stop each to take. Yeah, you've got to wonder what's going on there. I wonder if it's a tyre change thing or a fuel thing. But the strategy, certainly, 3 pit stops. Coming up with a strategy to get his way through them quickly. Milden seems to be the driver most on point at the moment. He's overturned a 9.5 second deficit just through his pit stop strategy. In fact, he's overturned it. He's changed it from 9 seconds in arrears to 24 seconds up. Butch is the driver in second. He's got that idea. No, it's Nico. He says blue flagging, so he is on an absolute charge. Let's just see. We're going to get a timing delta. Once he gets down through the bottom of the mountain, 24 seconds it says at the moment. This track really is unforgiving. It's one of these ones that's so easy to push to try and catch up and then end up making yourself a pretty monster mistake. Out the Forest elbow. Let's see what happens as he comes through the timing delta. Halfway along the Conrod Straight, or certainly halfway between the bottom of the mountain and the chase. He comes through the time 23 seconds. So over the 2 pit stops, that's a 33-second gap that Milden has managed to build up. That is pretty impressive stuff. Oh, as you see Butch, this is what we said. so easy to push very hard and cost yourself some time. Got lucky there, that was just the grass he was on. Certainly collecting the wall. I know that losing wing mirrors might lose a bit of weight on the car, but perhaps not really dynamically sound in the long term. Camo Babel, he's in the pits. Renville will now take the lead of the race on track. Sixth driver, I believe, to have done so far in the race. The BMW driver still got 2 pit stops to take. He's got Milden very close behind indeed. The rest of the field, position-wise, they're fairly spread out, apart from King of the Hills and High Grade B. The two of them had a fairly impressive battle in their opening stint. They're now into the middle stint. Oh, there's David Jr. coming out the pits as well. He's behind Springbok Gamer and Lego Man at the moment. Cool Racing as well. Ooh, a lot of time on the grass there. That's definitely not what you need. He's definitely much further down the order. Again, the pit strategies, it's going to be interesting to see what the last ones are, considering where some drivers were before the pit started. Like Cool Racing was battling for 3rd place alongside Cheese Monkey. Now Cheese Monkey's still got 2 trips into the pits and finds himself down into 19th place. We've also got Arms, who's on an absolute worldie of a comeback drive. He's only got 1 stop left to take along with Camo Babo. Vortel as well, up from outside the top 20. Up into 7th place, so some excellent points are going to be collected. Never was a truer word spoken. Qualifying is vanity. Finishing position is sanity. And certainly some of the qualifying positions have been well and truly outdone by some of the drivers. This Milden looking for an overtake on Renville. Don't think Renville's going to fight this too much. He knows he's got 2 pit stops still to take, and this isn't really a battle for position. Milden really is flying in that Mercedes. He's got Butch still chasing him down. Still that 23-second gap. So the two of them again. I did say earlier on that it would probably hold Butch in fair stead, the fact that he was maintaining the gap and actually stretching out ever so slightly. When he had a bit of clear air and he was ahead of the race in the opening stint. But now that is working against him because, or certainly, oh well, no, there you go, he's found the second. He's found the second. He did manage to get that lead up to 9.6 for the pits. He's going to have to go somewhere, have an absolute flyer of a final pit stop if he is going to retake the lead of the race. Springbok Gamer, that's him in, getting another one of his mandatories out the way, of course. Served a drive-through penalty for being out of position at the start of the race. There's Cool Racing coming in. This will be his final stop, so he'll be doing 52 minutes on the 1 set of tyres. The temperature up again, 29 degrees. We're now up to, so the temperature has very almost doubled in the 1 hour and 9 minutes that the drivers have been on track. There's Cool Racing leaving the pits. High Grade B, he's come in. King of the Hills made his way through. Val Wren coming down towards the last corner. No pit stop for Val Wren. Timmy Blunder is back in the pits again. Of course, one of the drivers that was being lapped and caught up in the lead group's accident. Got a lot of damage. An extra pit stop was required. There's Cool Racing back out nice and quick then. So very quick final stop for Cool Racing. Doesn't drop too many positions. High Grade B. He is going to lose a couple of positions. There's the race leader coming through once again. The cameraman really struggles to keep up with this sometimes. Sorry, not the race leader, it was Butch. He is the quickest car on track. Not leading at the moment, no. Or is he? Does Milden still have to take a really long pit stop to get enough fuel to get to the end? does Butch only need a splash and dash? Renville is the car between them at the moment. He's still got 2 pit stops to take. So as soon as he takes that, and that is Cool Racing is just behind him, going to unlap himself as well. Lewis Mason, Axel and Cord, Timmy still in the pits. Cord still out and running. Sideways. And here comes Valren. Brakes. Hopefully the drivers... Oh, and he's trying to turn himself round. Oh, and it's an RTG. Cord. One of those moments where you think to yourself, the race leader comes down this mountain and collects me because I can't straighten the car up. It's really hard to safely rejoin if there's no walls for you to get off track. It's really hard to safely rejoin if there is loads of walls and you can't actually get off track to get the car pointed in the right direction. So yeah, Cord. A lot of damage there and the 2-minute penalty for returning to garage. So not gone well there. Bathurst, not the most forgiving of tracks. We haven't seen any rain. There's certainly been cloud in the sky. No rain, unlike the real Bathurst this year. Slightly disappointed with that. Would have certainly made it a more spicy finish. I'm sure the 20 drivers that have left on track would be massively disagreeing with me on that one. Timmy Blunder and Cool Racing. The only 2 drivers have taken their final pit stops. So it's just over 15 minutes they're going to be doing. As I say, track temperature still increasing. It might start decreasing in about 15 minutes. There's a stop go 30-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, Lewis Mason just making his way out from getting some damage repaired. And he's pretty much going to be straight back in, I would say. In these temperatures, you're not really worrying too much about your tyres cooling down on a stop go, that's for sure. But yeah, that's an extra trip into the pits he definitely did not want. Springbok Gamer had one as well. He's definitely got himself out and got lapping up in the 18th place and still positioned up for grab with Lego Man, Leroy and Valren and King of the Hills still to take 2 pit stops. Sorry, really have got an absolute monster tickle in the throat this evening. And it really will not go away. Had to be at the start of the tour with this. Of course, when else are you going to get one? Lego Man coming in to the pits. Cool Racing. Back into the pits. Is that damage inspired? Timmy Blunder's on his way back out. Lewis Mason coming in. I did think he would come in straight away to serve that penalty. And that's what he's done. Back into the pits. That is a confusing one, not going to lie. Let's see if there's anything in the chat. Let's see if we'll actually get some racing rather than watching the station of the car. I do apologise. Yes, he's back in the pit, so that must have been damage inspired then. Certainly doesn't need that unless he didn't get somewhere right, didn't put enough fuel towards the end. Nico, certainly, he's got his mandatories done and out of the way. Got himself a nice rebonnet as well, just getting out of the way very quickly, very neatly indeed. Milden whizzing his way through there. Renville still right in the middle of the racers battling for the lead with 45 minutes to go. 22 seconds is still the gap. So the 1.5 seconds that Butch found, Milden has managed to stop the stem the flow. Start lapping equilibriously with his race winning contender. So race winner contender. Let's have a look and see Andy Crane, the BMW. He's had a solid race as well, but he's got arms only 6.5 seconds down the road, as well as Camo Babo and Vortel, who's had an absolute flyer in that McLaren. Lewis as well, I think, might get past Andy when he comes in to take his next pit stop. We will find out, as Andy obliges a curious mind and does come in. There's Cheese Monkey coming in to take his second pit stop, and Cool Racing is still in the pits. Lewis Mason has come into the pits to serve his penalty and didn't, or he came into the pits, sorry, but he hasn't cleared that penalty, still got that there. So he needs to serve that stop goal. There's Andy Cray in and out again. So another very quick middle stint stop. Brings him down to one left. As I thought, Arms, Camo, Babo. Vortel will just about get past. They're going to be side by side on that exit. He's also got an Audi just exit as well. That's not Arms. But that is Andy Cray and that is Vortel. That's Nico back out the pits. No, the BMW we're looking for. It's not Lewis either. But Andy Cray. What the hell? Right, so that is Vortel. That is for sure. Andy Cray and Vortel, so he's not just ahead of them. It's not Arms. Arms is already down the mountain. It's not Nico. He's in a different colour car. Oh, it's Cheese Monkey. Goodness me, that's why I was confused. He was battling up at the thick end of the field. He's got that one pit stop mistake down in 18th place. So himself and Cool Racing battling away for top 5 honours early doors. Closing the pits, Cheese Monkey now down in 18th. It looks like he's about to potentially be lapped. Although the battle between these two might not get him lapped very quickly. The McLaren will get some slipstream. If he can, I'm sure for once, grateful of having a back marker ahead of him, especially one that he knows is as quick as he is. That's the stop go cleared. Lewis Mason getting it right this time. And McLaren not benefiting hugely from the slipstream then. Just saw that very close still, Andy. So the BMW is still hanging in there. I wonder if the McLaren might get a bit of slipstream from the Audi ahead. Not to be on this occasion. But yes, going to keep chasing him. Leroy's in the pits to get another one done. Cool Racing, Timmy Blunder is still out. 22 cars left involved. Although Cool Racing, I'm not sure will be coming back out. That's a fair bit of time he spent in there. There's Leroy on his way back out. Andy Cray still within that second. Vortel still very close to Cheese Monkey ahead. We've all got one pit stop left to take. Renville still got 2 pit stops. He's staying out. 41 minutes left to go. Boots looks like he is closing in on Renville, but still 22 seconds separate Milden from Butch. Quick rough calculation would suggest. With confirmation on that in a second as Butch crossed out 22 seconds, 21 seconds. A couple of tenths here or there at the moment. King of the Hills and Valren both on their way into the pits. Nico's already made his way through, so that's a few places he's made up there. King of the Hills and Valren still with a trip to take into the pits after this one. Very short stop there for King of the Hills. Valren on a slightly longer stop this time around. Milden across the top of the mountain, absolutely flying. So as I say, 40 minutes left to go. 24 minutes left of the pit window. So we are going to see a whole lot of pit stops in the next 23 minutes. Nico, Lewis, Mason and Timmy Blunder, the only cars that won't be back in. Renville, he's going to have to come in twice. While the pit window's still open. So he's going to be going for a very short middle stint indeed. There's Peter Possel coming in to take his pit stop. We saw Milden do that as well. He took his second pit stop within a couple of laps of his first. So certainly a workable idea. We'll just have to see when he comes in. At the moment though, it's definitely 21 seconds, so Butch is closing in ever so slightly. But the ball definitely in Milden's court. It doesn't matter who pits when now. You only need to take on enough fuel to get to do the next, say, 30 minutes if they do come in. So this final pit stop will theoretically be the same length of time for both drivers, so it is going to have to be decided on track. Unless Butch is slightly slower than Milden at this stage because he's got fuel right to the end and he's only going to come in, tick a box and take his last pit stop as quickly as possible. Still many options out there. Arms looking for a great recovery drive after dropping right down outside the top 18. Finds himself back and forth. Renville ahead, but Renville with 2 stops to take. So really stretching out. Stint number 2, Camel Babo in the Aston, another solid drive there. Vortel and Andy Cray just coming along the bottom straight, with Lewis just coming down the mountain. King of the Hills in high grade B rounding out the top 10 at the moment. I do think Renville will be in about here-ish. Oh, there's Valren. That's a mistake through the chase. I've certainly lost some momentum on exit there. It's high grade B very comfortably. That's Vortel, sorry. Oh, so was that blue flags? Yes, that was blue flags. So that's 6th. Just lapping past 11th there. Blue flag still waving. This Springbok gamer just in the background. Cool still in the pits. Timmy Blunder back in the pits. Lewis Mason. That's coming through turn number 1. That's not Cord. There's Cordair. He's still out and running. So it really is down to the pit stops now of these 3 drivers. Where is Renville? Oh, there he is. He's just come into the pits. I thought he was sitting sideways. Someone seems to be sitting sideways in the garage. That's Timmy Blunder. Right, I think he's maybe been trying to sort his actual pit stop. Oh, there's cool. Let's just say, do not attempt a 2-hour race with no practice in the car. You have no race time in. Yeah, that'll definitely put a crimp in your plans, I would say. There's Arms and Cabo Babo going to come through. High grade B coming in to take a pit stop. There's going to be so many pit stops in the next 20 minutes. So Renville is going to lose a handful of positions. I did think he'd be come back out someplace round about Valren. Valren coming along the bottom straight. Renville, wow. Very quick stop. Straight back out, corrected by Camo Babo. So yeah, that's a very quick stop indeed, and maintains a top 5 position for Renville. It was definitely fun. What a mega drive from Arms. Oh, unbelievable drive from Arms. Like, really, really, really incredible. He is so quick. And consistent. I mean, up to third. And yeah, I would guesstimate he's going to... Yeah, let's put it this way. The top 2 are definitely aware that he's coming. And I tell you, Butch, he's making up that time. He's now down to 20 seconds. So he's finding about 3/4 of a second a lap. So yeah, he needs about another 40 laps. Maybe 30, so not quite enough time. So he does need something to happen. A quicker pit stop perhaps. Milden's definitely been on point with the pit stops. That 33-second turnaround, incredible. He put a pit stop for Tuesday. Yeah, he's doing well in the tackle Tuesday. Race 1, won it. Race 2, didn't even bother showing up. He's just like, yeah, nah, I'm only kidding. Sure. Oh, you in chat with Milden just now? I was going to say, yeah, Milden will definitely know they're on their way. Like, Butch, although he's maintained that then, 20 seconds is the gap. So we've got high grade B leading the way out. The drivers have taken both their pit stops. Nico being unfortunate in this race, had a fair bit of damage to contend with. We're still running in at that 13th position overall. Leroy and Valren ahead, still to pit. So positions potentially there to be taken as well. So yeah, it really is just about these two then. To see what the timing deltas bring us. Am's now 32 seconds, so he's actually lost a bit of time on that last lap. A lot of traffic to make their way through. Lewis UK comes in to take his final pit stop. Springbok Gamer coming in to take his final pit stop, as is Val Ren. 16 minutes left. Which one? And Butch comes in. I was just going to say, which one of the top 2 is going to come in first? And it is going to be Butch who makes his way in. Milden's just making his way past some of the back markers. And that's Butch into the pits, 41 laps in. There's Milden making his way past. Let's see what Butch does for this pit stop. His first pit stop he was in for what seemed like an eternity. Valren and Springbok in there with him as well. So's Cheese Monkey still, actually. We saw Milden have an absolute lightning fast stop. And that's not a quick stop from Butch. That is not just an in-box tick and out again. He is definitely getting some kind of work done. Yeah, that's a fuel stop there. So how much of a gap is that going to put between him now and Milden? Arms and this Camo Babo just coming around. So that pit stop, he's managed to maintain his position over Camo Babo. Arms is through. That's Renville there. So he's still top 5. But Butch is king of the hill in the Porsche. Just behind him. He has been lapped and he does need to take another pit stop. So Arms re-promoted the second. Butch back out in third. Milden still in the lead. 40 minutes left to go. Is he going to answer in kind? Nope, he is going to stay out. What is Arms going to do? Track temperature up to 30 degrees. So that has officially doubled since the race started 19 minutes ago. Still 30 minutes left. Arms comfortably down at the mountain, followed by the Porsche. What else have we got? Not much else that's close. It's all really about these pit stops up at the top. As I've been saying for the last couple of laps. Oh, there we go. The track temperature's just dropped 29 degrees. So that's it on its descent. Milden, he's still on his ascent. Arms coming towards the pits. No pit stop there for Arms, which definitely no pit stops. Or he'll be hoping certainly for no more pit stops. Well, Camo Babo, Renville come in and get their pit stops done. And there's Butch just ahead. Camo Babo, he stayed out. Renville coming through the chase. And he's going to stay out as well. That is the yellow Ferrari of Peter Postle just behind. He has taken all his pit stop. Just in the background there, Lego Man and David Jr. David starting up in 6th place. Fell right down to the back, which at one point was 27. We've only got 21 cars on track at the moment. In fact, potentially only 20. I don't think Cheese Monkey's coming back out. He seems to be done as well. Definitely unfortunate. Peter Postle, he's out on track. Who was it we were watching? Yeah, we're keeping an eye to see when these drivers up at the front are coming in. Milden, they've got 12 minutes, so 6 laps. Roughly 5 laps maximum, I would say. And he does come in at the last minute. And I tell you, crossing that yellow line there, that is the type of thing that could get you a penalty. That's why it's a white and yellow line. You really need to enter the pit lane over the dotted line, so to speak. That can definitely catch you out. Arms making his way along the bottom. Let's see what happens with Milden's pit stop then. If he has another really quick one, and all he needs is 28 minutes of fuel, that's maybe, what, 9 laps? It's not going to take long to put that into the car. There's Butch coming along the Conrod straight, and Milden is already moving, and I think he's going to stay ahead of Arms. He really is. Wow. So he had that car absolutely packed to the gunnels with fuel when he started this race, which makes his opening stint even more impressive, and maybe explains the 9.5 second gap that Butch managed to maintain. No disparaging Butch's driving in any way, but Milden has absolutely nailed his strategy, and he's got himself a big lead over Butch. Butch now just coming through turn number 1 and already up through the cutting. We can see Milden. So we'll see, that's definitely up beyond the 22 seconds. I would say 27 minutes left to go. What a display by Milden. Arms as well. He's on a great drive. He will lose out 32 seconds now approximately between Butch and Milden. So again, he's increased the gap. Yeah, 32 seconds. He's managed to get 10 seconds some way. Somehow through those pit stops. I mean, it was very visible. He did not spend very long in the pit box at all, certainly compared to Butch. So yeah, I'm sure Butch will have plenty of questions and be wondering exactly how he can get this sorted out for the next race. He's certainly got the pace to be competing up at the top. He just didn't quite have the strategy for this one. Milden, I'm sure, though, will be ever so slightly delighted with this one. It's been a great drive from him so far, 43 laps in. As I keep saying, strategy absolutely on point. That's actually Lewis UK, I believe. Yes, it is in 8th place. He's just making his way past. There's Leroy coming in to take his last pit stop. Yeah, I think Cheese Monkey's retired. By the look of it, unfortunately. Timmy Blunder and Lewis Mason should be promoted. They are now only 1 lap down on Cheese, so they will get ahead of him before the end of the race. Cord has still got a pit stop to take. Just side by side there, that's Val Ren and one of the McLarens. That's not cool racing. Leroy, who'd just come out of the pit there, of course. The Aston Martin, sorry. And Arms has come into the pits then. He's come in to take his pit stop. And Butch very comfortably through then. In fact, Arms has already taken his pit stop. He's on his way out of the pits. Butch along that bottom straight. So Arms definitely still in the hunt here. As soon as Butch goes through the next timing board, it'll promote him to second. It might not give us an accurate split time between himself. Oh! David Jr. qualifies 6th. He's actually set the fastest lap of the race. And he's got himself a stock go 38 for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, the highs and lows of motor racing in 2 short laps. So yeah, David will be back into the pits once more. Let's have a look and see. There's Butch coming down the mountain. This Milden along the Conrod straight. 24 minutes left. Got 8 minutes left on the pit window. Still got about half a dozen drivers to come in and get the mandatory requirements out of the way. We'll see exactly what the time difference between these two are. When Butch crosses the line. There's Milden, there is Butch. He's just coming through the chase, so wow. He really has stretched that gap again through the pit stops. Coming round the last corner. 31 seconds. Phenomenally well done there. Cord in the pits to take his last stop. Lewis Mason's back in the pits as well, unfortunately. That's a couple of trips into the pits he's made now. In 20th position, hopefully he can get out and finish, so there's no P next to his name, which is slightly confusing. Springbok Gamer, that is Vortel coming in to take his last pit stop. We've got David Jr. coming in to serve his stock go 30 seconds right after setting the fastest lap of the race. Andy Cray, who was battling with Vortel, he is going to be promoted a position, but he still does have a pit stop to take. That's an Audi on his way out the pits. Vortel moving out the pits as well. That's the stop go 32nd. That's Cord who's on his way back out. He's now clear of the pits. Vortel has been cleared. Well, Andy Cray was battling with him. Vortel out of the pits. Lewis just coming towards the start finish straight. That's the 32nd stop go cleared. For David Jr. Lego Man has got ahead of him, but he's still got a pit stop to take. He's only got about 2 laps left to take it with 20 minutes left in the race. Camel Babel and Renville, the only drivers in the top 2 still to take their pits. Given how close Arms is, he might even get this overtake done before the pit stop. In fact, it's only a second and a half behind Renville, so that's definitely a position there in Camel Babel as well. He's very close to him indeed. 5 minutes left of the pit window, so these two are going to come back in. Arms is going to find himself back on the podium. Boots coming through turn 1. Doesn't look like he's found much time at all. Wonder how Milden's tyres are. I think he changed them once in his middle stops, so he's done this on 2 sets of tyres. But now we're on each, not too bad. There's Is that going to be very detrimental towards the final few laps? 20 minutes to go, still 31.5 seconds though. So they're lapping an equilibrious pace. No gain or loss for either driver. Andy Cray comes into the pits. Vortel, he was battling. We'll see where he comes back out. Very quick stop there for Andy Cray as well. And he is going to be ahead of Vortel by the looks of it. Or is he? He's got a long way to go before he gets released. Vortel into the last corner. Andy Cray creeping towards that line. Vortel's on the start finish there. It does look like Andy Cray is going to maintain that position. He is indeed. He's already out and running. He does have this, not Ams behind him. That is, it's not Nico either. Oh, Nico's come back into the pits. Now I wonder if that's for fuel or tyres. He has had a couple of stops for damage. He did have to take a couple of these mandatories pretty early. That might be the inspiration behind that. Hopefully he is going to come back out and get himself finished. David Jr. running in 14th. He'll get ahead of Lego Man when Lego Man comes in to take his final pit stop. Still really about Camel Babo and Renville, where they're going to slot back in when they take their final stops. Only 3 drivers left to get the mandatory requirements done. And Renville comes in, 3 minutes left on the pit window clock. Camel Babo's in as well. And the camera's just jumping about wherever it feels like. There we go, thank you very much. So it is these two into the pits. There's Ams making his way through. We knew he would be promoted back on the podium when they came in. Andy Cray is coming down the mountain. Vortel coming along the bottom straight. Camel Babo is already moving. Renville just coming to a stop. Camel Babo is rolling. How quick will Renville's stop be? Wow. So Renville, Camel Babo had a quick stop. Renville had a quicker stop. And Vortel is still on the back straight, so they have maintained their positions in the top 5 then. 47 laps in, it's Milden leading the way with Butch in second, Ams in third, Camel Babo in 4th place, Renville in 5th, Andy Cray in 6th, Zinnik Vortel in 7th place. Lewis UK is in 8th, King of the Hills in 9th, and High Grade B rounding out the top 10. Looks like he's got a bit of damage on the front of that car. Hopefully it won't be too detrimental towards the end of the race. Val Wren and Leroy going side by side on their way into the chase. It looks like Leroy's got his nose in front there. Oh, and he almost lost control of the car there, but a sideways action does straighten out. And it looks like Val Wren is going to go for a counter move potentially in the last corner. They don't want to spend too much time battling because that is Butch who is hunting down the race leader that's closing them down. And he's in 2nd place. Certainly be hoping not to get caught up in this battle. Val Wren right in that slipstream. We're running down the order there. Lego Man, he's going to be coming in the pits. David Jr., fastest driver on track at the moment. But a stop with 30-second penalty. I've seen him tumble down the order as well as being involved in an early incident. Up the mountain to come. How close is the Mercedes? Very close indeed in the background. There's Lego Man David Jr. Peter Possel, 15th place. Springbok Gamer up to 16th. Nico in the pits. Cord, Timmy Blunder, and Lewis Mason still out and running. We've got Axel Racing, Cool Racing, and Nico all in the pits. Doesn't look like they're finishing the race. We know that Axel had some issues as well, so did Cool Racing. But Chase Monkey, and there's Nico coming back out then. Extra trips into the pits, but he is back out. That is the pit window closed. Lego Man right on the button. Just as the pit window closed. Hopefully that counts for him actually. I'm not sure how that works actually. I've never ever questioned that. Do you need to be, as long as you're on your way into the pits, or as long as you're in the pit, when the timer runs out, does that make it okay, or do you actually have the car serviced? We'll find out when Lego Man leaves his stops. Let's have a look. It's still Milden, very comfortably leading the way. The cameraman taking an ace to catch up again. Butch in second place. He's going to cross the line. We'll get an idea of the gap there. Lego Man. Yeah, there we go then. So that did clear. So the timer ran out while he was in there. And that did count fine. And he's going to maintain 14th position by the look of it. Peter Postle just coming through. The final chicane now, just coming down towards the last corner. So Lego Man, 14th place. There's High Grade B just getting out the way. I don't know why it showed that, because that was Milden that was just going past there. There's Boots Tick now. Let's see. We missed the timing. I missed the timing on the last one. Checking that pit stop there. Cord is back into the pits. Lewis Mason, it says he's still 11 laps down. And he's a lap down on Cheesemonkey. That's just it. So 33.9. So Milden's actually stretched the gap out then. Over the last few laps, it's found another 1.4 seconds. King of the Hills is back into the pits. Jams on those brakes. I wonder what's happened there. High Grade B then. Is he going to be gifted 9th position? King of the Hills very much stationary. Bit of damage on the front of the Mercedes for High Grade B. King of the Hills, he's moving again. And High Grade B just coming in the class corner. King of the Hills very quickly released. And that is that David Jr.? It is indeed David Jr. Just coming round there. So King of the Hills, has he lost position? Is he a lap up on David? I think he is. So David will certainly look to unlap himself at this point. So that is very close. But yeah, no, he is a lap down. So that's why there is blue flags there, although it's David that is behind. So King of the Hill did manage to get back out in 9th position then. Certainly cutting that one close with 12 minutes to go. Sorry, grab myself a quick drink for the grand finale. I've had this tickle, it really will not budge. We've still got 18, 19 drivers still out, 27 started. The mountain can certainly be a cruel mistress. The track temperature is dropping back down to 26 degrees. So it's getting cooler once again. Fast approaching 5 PM in the game. Milden still 33.5 seconds, so he's maintained this gap. So these two are lapping at exactly the same pace at the moment in these Mercedes. And it's going to be an all-German podium. With Arms in the Audi. Phenomenal comeback drive from Arms to find himself back on that podium. Third place for him, Camel Babel as well. Great drive there, although he does have Renville looking to potentially ruin this party for him. Coming into closing stages, 9 minutes left to go. Renville get his way past two Mercedes, an Audi and a BMW potentially in the top 5. Camel Babel looking to break the German dominance up at the top of the grid. He's certainly got the defensive capabilities to do so. Can he hang on to the end? Let's see if we can get this working. I don't know why it does that, it just randomly jumps. There we go, we'll jump on board. There is the BMW, we'll jump on board. Enjoy some of the spectator cam for a bit. Hopefully don't push the square button. Down at the bottom of the hill then, Renville on to the straight. Aston Martin very quickly away from the corner exit, right along the straight, foot's clean to the floor, and the BMW looking to close the gap. Can he do so though? Still sitting at half a second as they get into the higher stages. Down to 0.4 into the chase, so it looks like it's going to be another lap in control for Camel Babel. Not got many left, and you can see that Renville putting in personal best times as well. Double yellows. Double yellow flags. Right, I believe they're being waved for the drivers in the pits. Seems a bit strange, but yeah, they're certainly showing one of the cars in the pits. Lewis Mason is currently being shown as a yellow flag. Not 100% sure why. There we go, that's a better exit. Out of turn 1 this time for Renville. Really is closing in the slipstream this time. Not quite going to be enough by the looks of it to get it done before he goes up the mountain. He's certainly going to be applying that pressure to Camel Babel for the rest of the race by the look of it. Let's get back to that camera there. Let's have a look. Milden still leading the way. Vortel and Andy Cray look like they could potentially be changing positions as well. Renville within half a second of Camel Babel still, and Vortel looking to get within half a second of just following where those two cars came through, and it is the BMW of Andy Cray. Got a couple of good pit stops himself, and he's managed to maintain the position over Vortel, but the McLaren driver certainly not giving up top 6 ambitions. Renville down the mountain. Let's just see, Milden already on his way back up the mountain. Boots just coming along the bottom straight. Let's see what the time difference there is. In fact, we'll just keep an eye on the timing boards as these two come along the Conrod Straight. That is Springbok Gamer just ahead of him in 16th. Vortel, so nothing doing between these two. Vortel down the mountain, how close can you get under the slipstream? Certainly on exit, can he get close enough to use the slipstream? Can McLaren catch the BMW in a straight line? The old BMW much quicker than the new BMW in a straight line, as I saw when I was broadcasting the race from here. The McLaren definitely very quick in the straight line. It does close up again, not quite close enough to look for the move in through the chicane. So still as you were. Arms 31 seconds down the road. He's got a comfortable gap front and back there. Boots does as well. Milden, 5 minutes to go, so only a couple of laps left. 53 laps under his belt. Now let's see what the timings say. Has he stretched the gap? It was 33.5 seconds the last time we checked. Will we get a relative time? No, we won't, because it's already crossed line, so we'll need to wait for him to go through the next time in Delta. Renville still trying to get the overtake done there. Vortel as well. Up the mountain, he really is creeping ever closer. Seems to be more a case of when rather than if. Camel Babo in potentially the same position as Renville. He's got a serious amount of defending to do for these last 4 minutes. There's Butch coming through turn number 1. Still didn't get a time on him. The difference there, we should get one when he gets to the top of the mountain though, hopefully. Don't understand why Lewis Mason is shown as a yellow flag. Hopefully nobody overtakes on the start-finish straight. They'll get themselves a penalty. Vortel still chasing, so is Renville. Cameraman needs to catch up. Vortel down the mountain. They've got themselves Korg just ahead. Yeah, not as close as he was on the last lap. So it looks like the BMW just got the legs this time around. Ooh, and speaking of BMW having the legs, that was Renville using every millimetre of the curb in there. I'm not sure that's the quickest way to do that. Lewis Mason, yeah, he's in the pits. So it looks like Axel Cool, Lewis and Cheese all retiring. Corden, he's in 19th, Timmy Blunder in 18th, Nico in 17th, Springbok Gamer in 16th, Peter Postle in 15th, Lego Man in 14th, David Jr., he's got the fastest lap of the race, currently in 13th position, Val Ren in 12th, Leroy's 11th, High Grade B in 10th place, King of the Hills in 9th, Lewis in 8th, Vortel in 7th. How close is he getting there? Come on, cameraman. Yep, still as you were on the last lap. Andy Cray 6, Renville still in 5th. Now 8 tenths between himself and Camel Babel. They're coming down through Skyline. We saw a couple of incidents there early doors. Arms with an amazing comeback drive. He's in 3rd place. 33 seconds. So there's confirmation. So the gap is only closed by 4 tenths of a second over the last 3 laps. So both of the drivers up at the front putting in some real quick, consistent laps right at the end of the race. And the track temperature has plummeted. It's back down to 24 degrees all of a sudden. So it really has been an up and down. When we started at 15, we saw it as high as 30. Now back down to 24. With the cars getting lighter as well, we could see some of the drivers not quite having the grip that they thought they might come this stage of the race. That Springbok Gamer, it looks like he's had an incident coming down the mountain there, a bit of separation between his bonnet and front bumper. Yeah, you can just see the gap there. Andy Cray and Vortel both getting themselves an extra bit of slipstream along that Conrod straight. Both making their way past very quickly. Renville knows pretty much now or never. Not sure if Milden, no, he's not enough. He's just about to start his final lap. About 33 seconds down the road, trying to find his way past Lewis UK. Renville and Camel Babo, the 2 drivers most likely to change position, although Vortel and Andy Cray certainly look like they could swap positions as well. As we see Milden, I think we're actually just going to see him in the back end. There he is there, so the leader is on the final lap. So these drivers know this is their last chance. And it is Vortel just having a little bit of a look there, trying to see if he can maybe force a defensive move out. Andy Cray trying to find his way past Renville. Still trying to find his way past as well, as the cameraman struggles to catch up once again down through Skyline. Oh, not as close as he'd like to be. Knows he needs to close up. He can get closed up the time before Forest Elbow and get himself a good exit and really use that slipstream. Really is going to need that if he's going to get this position taken. Vortel very close indeed. These drivers are going to have another lap of this as soon as Milden finishes. Milden actually not too far behind them. Butch still that 33.5 seconds down the road, and Arms very comfortably in that third place. Renville and Camo Babo is where the battle is at right now, though, although Vortek and Andy Cray certainly looking to make it an interesting one as well. No advantage from the slipstream for Renville once again along the corner straight through the chase. Still Camo Babo in that fourth place. Vortel. Andy Cray's got damage. Andy Cray's got damage there. And he has been overtaken. Vortel up into 6th position. And there's a few drivers coming through, and that's actually Milden just coming through. And he's had to pull right off the track just to make sure he gets out of the way. That is our race winner, though, coming through the last corner. Took second place in qualifying. Took the lead during the pit stops, and he has not looked back. SBR Milden takes the race win with a nice big contact with the wall. Let's leave some carbon fibre on the track. Congratulations to Milden on that one. Hopefully he gets that out of the way. There is still, there we go, perfect. Butch, he's going to come across there. We've got a few drivers that are taking the checkered flag. Hopefully these drivers don't. Renville and Camo Babo. Oh, and Renville's lost it, trying to account for the flag. In fact, he's got a back marker there as well. These positions are going to be interesting to work out come the end. There's Butch. He's going to cross the line. So Mercedes locked out the front row of the grid. In qualifying, they're locked out the top 2 spots on the podium. Great drive by Butch to bring home that second place, and just coming along through the chase. In fact, he's already done with the Conrod Straight for the final time. 57 laps in the books. A whole lot of temperature change. And a whole lot of pit stops. Over 60 to be precise. And it is Arms who comes across the line to round out the podium. It does look like Camo Babo is going to get himself that 4th position after a long battle with Renville. Vortel is going to find himself in 6th place. Andy Cray, Lewis, King of the Hill, and High Grade B all round out the top 10. They've already been given the checkered flag along with Leroy. Val Wren is in 12th. He's going to come in 12th. Already given the checkered flag as well. David Jr., Lego Man, Peter Possel, Springbok Gamer, and Nico 13th through 17th. And Timmy Blunder did cross the line to take the checkered flag to finish in 18th position. Cheese Monkey, Lewis Mason, and Cool Racing and Axel Racing all retiring due to the pits for various technical issues. But the last driver across the line will indeed be Vortel to take 6th place. 2 hours of action there. Yeah, safe to say. What a race that was. Congratulations to Milden. Milden, all about the strategy there. Made that one all his own through the pit stops. Oh, I thought that just crashed there. I was ready to say, don't crash on me now. But yeah, phenomenal race to be had. And if we'll have a look at the race, there we go, there is the full classified results in Milden, Butch and Arms, as I said, taking the top 3 spots. Camo Babo, Renville and Vortel 4th, 5th and 6th. Andy Cray 7th, Lewis UK in 8th, with King of the Hills in 9th place. High Grade B in 10th position. Leroy and Val Wren 11th and 12th, with David Jr. taking the fastest lap of the race in 13th position. Lego Man, Peter Possel 14th and 15th. Springbok Gamer and Nico 16th and 17th. It was Timmy Blunder Cord and Cheese Monkey. They were 18th, 19th and 20th. Cheese Monkey, sorry, didn't finish the race. Cord finished in 19th, I believe. No, he didn't. Timmy Blunder was the last out to finish. Cord, Cheese Monkey, Lewis Mason, Cool Racing, Zavitsky, Nightblaze, Axel Racing, AMR Vantage, and Ollie Mack, as well as Daz Cool. Unfortunately, unable to finish the race for various technical reasons. But yeah, congratulations to the drivers that finished, and definitely congratulations to Milden, Butch, and Arms taking those podium spots. Bathurst, what a way to start any competition, especially 2 hours around the mountain. The next track, ever so slightly easier to make your way around. Certainly plenty more space for the runoff. December the 2nd will be round number 2. And would you look at that? I've asked it to record the highlights from the race. 3 minutes and 43 seconds from a 2-hour race. Phenomenal. But yeah, so round number 2, December the 2nd, that'll be Paul Ricard. We'll be following that with 2.4 hours of Spa in January, just where you need to clear that Christmas hangover. Monza, February the 1st, Barcelona on the 3rd of March. Then we've got April the 7th, Kyalami, and rounding it out with Indianapolis. For the season finale on May the 5th. So make sure you get your calendar set and get joining in on YouTube for that one. Plenty more racing on FRL shows. As you know, Taco Tuesday. I'll be back for the Tier 1s. And at this precise moment, completely escapes me as to what track we've got next. But that's been a long one. We've got Endre Bro. Thank you very much for the follow. Quentin Sport followed as well. So did R. Cooper Racing. But yeah, thank you very much for the follow. And if you do want to get involved and help support Formula Racing League, jump on over to their website, formularacingleague.co.uk, and you can get all the information on their Patreon. There's the 3 tiers there: Supporter, Elite, and Alien. And get up to date with all the socials, and get yourself onto Discord and get involved in the racing. This was round number 1. It was Bathurst, and it was, quite frankly, an absolute pleasure. I'll be back again on the FRL YouTube on Tuesday night, Taco Tier 1, and I'll be back again, as I say, in 4 weeks' time with round number 2 of this very competition. So thank you to everyone that took part in the race. Thank you to everyone in the chat, and I will see you all again very soon.